Michael Alcazar, the last sighting the NYPD had of the suspect was the day of the shooting. The fact that a Good Samaritan, the employee at the McDonald's, helped break the case really highlights the importance of crowdsourcing, crime solving, something that didn't happen decades ago, putting all that video out, all those pictures.
Yeah, absolutely. Once we disseminated the images of the suspect, we're relying on the public to identify him. And I can't tell you how many times when I was in the detective squad that we have a Crime Stoppers tip, we check it out, and it turns out not to be the suspect, not in this case. Good job by the civilian that identified him, reported to 911. Great job by the police officer that made the apprehension. So it was a coordinated effort by everybody to make a successful arrest of this suspect.
And Joyce Vance, let's talk. This young man is from a very wealthy family, a privileged background, highly educated. So it seems so extraordinary that he has these, anti-establishment views, terrorist views, really, at least according to his own writings. Do you think that there's going to be a mental health defense here?
Well, it will be an interesting prosecution, Andrea. You know, sometimes you have people who don't want a defense. They have a point of view to push. They have a manifesto. We know that this defendant does, in fact, have a manifesto and appears to have an axe to grind. It's important, by the way, to caution that this early in an investigation, there can be information that appears to be accurate that surfaces that ultimately law enforcement has to set aside because it's not accurate. There will be issues about what evidence is admissible at trial. But while there could ultimately be lawyers who intervene in some sort of an insanity or mental health defense, this could also be a defendant who wants to go to trial to bring attention to his point of view. That's something that happens rarely, but he does seem to fit that profile.
And there seemed to be so much public sympathy for him. I know it's anecdotal because we're only seeing the people who want to express themselves, but I was surprised by the vitriol expressed against the health industry. We all have our experiences and anger and frustration at times when you're left on hold for hours by insurance companies. But to find people, saluting and cheering on the murderer in those days when he was on the loose, how hard is it going to be to find a jury?
You know, lawyers put this issue, we call it jury nullification. And the issue involves whether jurors will make a decision to acquit, or maybe one juror will make a decision to vote against convicting, not because they believe the defendant isn't guilty, but because they're willing to give that defendant a pass. That's a really dangerous sort of a proposition, to have jurors redeciding or relitigating the issue of what the law should be. And that's a real risk and a reason that prosecutors will tell you it's so critical for people to face accountability under the law. We don't want these individualized decisions. We want to have a system of law that applies equally to everyone. And of course, when you look at a situation like this and you say, well, this is a policy difference that he had with the man he murdered, that's clearly the sort of situation where we can't say it's okay to murder someone. I have as much empathy as anyone else does for disagreement with the insurance system. I've got a kid who was born with a genetic defect. I've spent a ridiculous amount of time fighting with insurance companies. That doesn't mean that you pick up a gun and resolve your differences that way. It might mean that you have to take the more difficult path that so many activists take to policy resolution. That's what prosecutors will have to express to a jury and convince them of.
And do we know yet, just briefly, whether or not he has a public defender? He's from a wealthy family, but he's separated from his family. They're estranged.
He'll have to make a needs assessment with the court to determine whether or not he's entitled to a defender. But typically, the standard for that is low. And if you certify that you can't afford to pay for your own counsel, you're constitutionally entitled to have someone represent you.
Michael Alcazar, I was really intrigued by the fact that his picture, even that 4-second shot, was out there for so many days. He's from a prominent family. Nobody from his classmates, not his family, his fraternity, nobody came forward and said, that looks like, that looks like our Michael. Isn't that strange? I also want to ask you about the ghost gun and if that makes it harder to link it to the crime, or it could be a second gun, right? It might not be the one that was used in the crime.
Yeah, it was surprising that the police commissioner said that they had no information, linking this gentleman, this perpetrator, to the crime other than the 911 call. I'm confident that they had thousands of Crime Stopper tips, but they perhaps didn't have the opportunity to vet them. I mean, the mayor alluded that they had his name, and it was just contradicted by the chief of detectives and the police commissioner. So it gives me a little bit of concern what happened there. As far as the ghost gun, yeah, he could have just purchased this online. He's an engineering graduate. He could have made it himself. So there is we have to try to link the weapon to the ammunition, the bullets that we recovered on the scene. Typically, most guns have rifling on the barrel, and we'd like to do a ballistic testing on it to see if the bullets did, in fact, come from that weapon. And if that's not the weapon, then we still have other ways to link him to the scene. We have perhaps his DNA or fingerprints on the water bottle, on the cell phone, and other evidence they recovered on the scene.